Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here, ready to continue on in this No Infantry Campaign Challenge in Ultimate General Civil War. This is the Battle of Seven Pines. I'm going to dive into this one here. Only get to take 6 brigades into this one, but that's not a big deal because there are already some additional units, and so I will have the advantage on the battlefield, both in terms of men and also guns. Seven Pines was actually a fairly bloody battle, especially for early in the war. I think about 5,000 to 6,000 men lost on each side in this battle. The most significant things about this battle, though, were 2 things. Number one, it was the closest that the Union Army came to Richmond in the Peninsula Campaign. And from here, it was all kind of backwards. And number 2, and most notably, it was the battle in which Joseph Johnston was wounded and command of the Confederate Army in Virginia fell to Robert E. Lee. And, of course, we all know what happened after that. So, pretty significant in terms of those things. It was also known as the Battle of Fair Oaks. Like a lot of battles had multiple names. So we have these troops right in the center, and basically that's our job, is to secure the center. But we're going to let these other units do the majority of the fighting here, and then just send in my units to kind of clean things up when the time comes. I've got these 24 pounders that I brought into this one. And I also have some sharpshooters for the first time with the telescopic sights, 200 of them. I'm going to give them an opportunity to start fighting here. But I'm going to look for an opportunity once I see what's happening to go ahead and send in my cavalry. Looks like maybe right here is a good time to do that. And then it'll really just be cleanup for the majority of this one. We may rout these guys before we even get a chance to hit them here. I'm going to move these units up. Looks like the right flank's starting to collapse already. Alright, so we're not going to get a chance to hit these guys, so let's back off for just a second. Here comes Pettigrew. We'll hit him instead while he's occupied by infantry. I'm going to send these sharpshooters right in here and see if I can maybe get lucky and hit somebody. Pettigrew's falling back, so I may get sucked into Hood. Yeah. Alright, let's fall back. I'm going to take a volley. None of these guys are getting close enough for me to be able to do anything so far. This may be a battle where I do very little with my troops. Just hold the objective and just preserve my men for the next fight so I can have a bigger army going in. Although manpower is not an issue for me, I've got about 40 to 50,000 men sitting in my force pool. It's really about having enough money for the weapons. See if we can sneak these sharpshooters in here. I'm going to move these 24 pounders up. We'll let these guys get a little closer. There's really very little to this battle, especially since it's so small because of the few number of men I brought in, so there wasn't a lot of scaling involved. I'll start hitting Pender from a distance. Alright, here he comes. They're going to take some volleys from these guys behind here, but unfortunately I don't have much of a choice on this. Just got to make sure I don't get sucked in too far. I think what I ought to do is probably ride around with my cavalry. I'll keep a couple of them here to protect the center from melee attacks. Lost a brigadier general, that kind of sucks. go ahead and bring these guys down. He's going to hit the center as hard as he can. I'm going to bring all three of those units around to the rear. I'll put pressure on him with these infantry units. We'll close the gap over here too and just kind of park everybody at the center, because that's the only objective I'm worried about. I don't care what he does down here. I think Barry and Bernie are going to get wiped out if I don't merge them. Move these guys down closer. Pretty simple battle, really. I mean, because there's so little in terms of the number of men on the field. That's the benefit. The one thing that helps me in a series like this is the scaling, because while scaling hurts you most of the time, in this particular instance it helps because I have such a small number of men on the field. The scaling actually works to my advantage, because I don't have to worry about facing huge armies. We're going to send Wagner after these supplies, and then he can hit Hood while he's down there. Just got Hampton to surrender. Oh, Hatton and Hampton surrendered, but Hampton just unsurrendered, just like that. Oh, he's got another brigade over here. Okay. That's cool. We'll hit him instead. Alright, we're going to pull Wagner out before he takes another volley. I'm going to keep these guys coming down. I want to try and destroy as much of this army as I can. Gotta make sure I keep somebody parked on that objective. Yeah, we may wipe out all of these units if I play my cards right. Hampton's gonna get a volley in on me, but then it's gonna be all melee from there. Actually, he may be too broken to fire volleys. Once they fall below a certain percent, I don't remember what the number is, but once their morale falls below a certain percent, they don't fire volleys anymore. Alright. Let's get over here and hit these last couple of units. We'll send Wagner back, and we'll wipe these guys out. What's my sharpshooters? They've got 106 kills. They did alright for themselves. Alright, wait, hold on. Let's do this with infantry. You too, Walton, get back. Nah, forgot to issue the order for him. That's alright. The infantry can get this done, and I don't have to suffer any more casualties to my forces. Bye-bye, boys. Hood surrendered. Roads. I have no way of knowing for sure if Rains is the only one left, but we'll find out. I mean, it's going to end pretty close to that time anyway. That's it. Okay, we wiped out the entire Rebel army. And honestly, if this were real life, at that point we'd be marching on Richmond, because this battle took place right outside the city of Richmond. If the Rebel army had been routed like this, the war would be over at that point, or at least the war in the east. So, casualties for me, 1,345. Only 429 of them were my actual cavalry units. I did lose 2 brigadier generals wounded, so that kind of sucks. But let's take a look at the losses here for a minute. All of the losses among the Union units were among the infantry. The highest loss among any of my units was Wagner, 197 men. So let's look at the situation before we get into a big battle. We've got 1 career point to spend. What does, let's see, it gives me an extra corps, which really doesn't help me a whole lot in a battle like this, because there's only 2 corps allowed anyway. And honestly, I'm kind of limited as far as what I can do. Reduce the cost of purchasing new weapons would probably be helpful for me at this point, because I'm going to run out of money long before I run out of men. So, we've got to replace some leaders at first. Let's take a look here. I think we can take 2 corps into Gaines Mill. Yeah, 2 corps, 20 brigades in one, 10 in the other, in the reinforcements. He's got 23,000 men. I'm not going to have nearly that many, but it's all going to be about artillery for me in this one. So I'm going to take as much artillery as I possibly can. I've got 18 brigades, and that's going to be pretty well just about maxed out for this one. I'm going to need a lot of skirmishers for sure. So let's see what I have available to me. I've got a lot of smiths here, so we can max this one out and see if I can get a lieutenant colonel there. Okay. So I'm going to try to mix up these batteries with the skirmishers as well as the mounted infantry. And then we'll probably put the cavalry in the rear force on this one, I would think. I think I'll put all the guns and the skirmishers in the 2nd Corps. Alright, what else we got? More cavalry there. Okay. Let's get some more skirmishers now. What else do I have? Nothing that I can do a full unit with. The closest I can get is 371 of these sharps. I'm out of pretty much everything, unfortunately. I've got 60 reputation, but none of the weapons I can buy are helpful to me as things stand. However, I could probably go ahead and buy these couple of generals. That actually might help me a little bit. Get some brigadier generals in command of some of these brigades. In fact, we'll get all of my brigades commanded by brigadier generals now. So that helps a little bit. All my divisions, I should say, not my brigades. Okay, so 18, that's I can actually get 20 here. How about some more artillery? Artillery is free for me at the moment. Or even. Hold on. I've actually got quite a bit of these Palmetto 1842s at this point. That's about all I have in large numbers, so I guess we'll go ahead and max out some of those. And we'll get a couple of those going. I'm going to get a little bit more artillery. I don't think we need a brigadier general in charge of that, though. Alright, so that's going to max me out at 20 on that one. I can still get 2 more over here. I'm down to majors at this point. So that's going to hurt efficiency somewhat. I could do some switching around a little bit, and but I'll do that off camera. I don't need to worry about that. All right, so I'm pretty well. I've got the army as I'm going to be able to make it for the most part. So let's take a look at how that stacks up as far as the numbers go at Gaines Mill. I'm going to be looking at 15,000 men and 132 guns defending against 24,000 and 115 guns. I actually think I can do that. I think that'll work. But we'll see. So stick around for that. That'll probably be tomorrow. I'll probably do these back-to-back days instead of waiting a couple of days in between. So Battle of Gaines Mill coming up. Let me know your thoughts on what I just fought, but also what you think my strategy should be going into Gaines Mill. If there's any suggestions you have for that, I'd certainly welcome those things. Use the comment section below. If you're new to this series, you want to go back to the first episode, the link is in the description for this video. Please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out some of my other videos. We'll see you again real soon.